train is right here. There we go. So it's a beautiful Sunday morning in Nairobi. Welcome to Nairobi Internet. Welcome to Nairobi, good people. And I want to take you on a special mission today, man. And just try and get a sense of the city. How safe is it to ride in Nairobi? That is the question today. How safe is it to ride in Nairobi? This is Buruburu Phase 2 in Nairobi. I'm driving through here. No, sorry, I'm riding. I'm riding. I'm sure it can give you a sense of the place. It's a beautiful morning, though I wish I left a little earlier, but all the same, here we are. Buruburu. This is Buruburu Phase 2. These were the most beautiful neighborhoods in Nairobi in the 1970s and 1980s. They are very coveted spaces for families, but sadly, a vast majority of this area has been reduced to shanties, man. It's 9:25 a.m. So you see, look around, look around. It's a Sunday, so people are out in their Sunday best. Others are opening shop. The hustle continues. So if you're a Nairobian who's lost out there in the West, this is Buruburu Shopping. This used to be called WAB. This right here was called WAB. But now it's called Jim Liza Hotel. The shopping areas at the bottom. And American favorite KFC right ahead. American fast food chain in Nairobi. And we enter the market that connects Buruburu and Umoja Estate, Mutindo Market. Mutindo Market. It's Sunday, but everybody is busy. As a young man right out of school, my aunt used to work here. These shops didn't exist, so I helped her here a lot. And my cousin's sister still works from here. Yeah. So if you're new to Nairobi, a lot of these shops here sell used clothing from Europe, from Asia. We call it mtumba, second-hand clothing, all over the place, you know? Look at that. School bags, jeans, and of course, fruits and vegetables, fish, fresh from the lake. So you will see that. This is the market, man. Mutindo Market. So less traffic and I can ride. Some of the places are still closed. And fruits and vegetables. In Africa, this is original food. This is authentic food, organic, man. So you love your KFC. For us, KFC is expensive, but it's junk food. If you want real life, this is the food. Stay away from cancer. Stay away from cancer, man. Asante, how's it going, bro? Salama, eh? Naona umefungua. Inabidi. Moral jo. Yeah. So it's Sunday, but business goes on. So that brother says he's got to fight on, man. He's got to fight on. So the kids here, I can't ride. So let me just push it on. Now what you're seeing here is outer ring road already. This is sealed off because of the rail line. There's a great risk with a lot of people crossing, not realizing the danger. So that footbridge takes you from Buruburu, which is this way, where we've come from, all the way to Umoja. That's Umoja Estate, right there. And you can see how industrious Kenyans are, man. It's a Sunday, everybody has their stuff out, they're selling, they're trying to earn an honest buck. Bro, you know, you gotta do that, man. You've got to do that. So less traffic, I can ride a bit. Yeah, try and ride over here. So that's Buruburu to your left. I hope you're getting the iBuds views, man. Beautiful. Yeah. Here we go. So nice and slow. So let me take this. That's Umoja to your right. Umoja 2. No, Umoja 1 actually. Umoja 1. So I want to head towards Imara Daima direction. Go and check out family, man. And I thought the best way to do that today, go riding, give you a glimpse of riding in Nairobi. How safe is it to ride in Nairobi? That is the big question today. That's a question. Can you really ride here? You know, online we talk about optimization. So are our roads optimized for safe riding? You be the judge. As it is already, I don't see a cycling lane. There's not enough footpaths. These are metal fabrications. We recycle everything here. We don't throw things away. We repurpose. And that's a huge industry. It's called Jua Kali. It's called Jua Kali. Do they give you way, even the drivers? No, they don't sometimes. And so it looks like we've got a service lane here. This could make life a little easier for us. So this section is actually phase 4, all the way down somewhere there. Yeah, all the way down. Let me sort my seat. So listen. If you are new here, perhaps from now you can consider subscribing, helping us build the channel. If you are enjoying this, please do give it a thumbs up. Enjoy the ride in Nairobi along Outer Ring Road. So you see we are at exit 4, Manyanja Road, Kayole, Kangundo. Donholm is 2 kilometers, bypass. Eastern bypass is 4 kilometers. So I'm going slightly past Eastern bypass. That's 4 kilometers and an extra kilometer inside. So that's just about 5 kilometers. A very short distance actually if you're riding. You can actually walk it. You can walk. You can walk, man. So at least for the better half of this road, it's safe enough for riding. It's safe enough. You just stay on the inside lane and you are good to go. So some of these sheds are closed today because it's Sunday, but oftentimes this is a very busy section. So the guys spill onto the road, creating stuff, beds, chairs, counter tables, stool bars, gates, massive doors. I mean, you name it, it can be fabricated here, man. This is the Eastlands section of Nairobi. It is not a typical section where you find most black British or black American who are now rising in their numbers, either visiting or, you know, staying at. But housing here is damn cheap. Well, considered to American standards. Because council houses here, for example, will cost as little as $50 to $100. Then the commercial houses will cost anywhere from $150 all the way to $300. Now $300 in Eastlands, this is Eastlands, is decent housing, a good compound, gated community like the Buruburu ones. Now, he nearly just rammed into me. He didn't even care. So you've got to enter the main road here, out of the service lane. I think those are the safest places, you know, where you can drive, huh? Or where you can ride. Where you can ride. So for cyclists, that's a big deal, man. One of my favorite YouTubers when it comes to travel videos, getting a sense of the world, is Itchy Boots, man. I love that sister. Great content, always on a bike. Takes you to the most historic places, most scenic places, just to die for locations, man. Honestly, when I grow up, Itchy Boots, I hope to be just like you. But I'm grateful so far. 15,000 subscribers going. It's a beautiful spot to be at. So take this opportunity to thank those who have subscribed, those who keep returning. I don't take you for granted, man. It's amazing what you're doing, helping us bring these commentaries to you. But today we are starting off on a new series, man, getting a glimpse of Nairobi, Kenya and Africa. So that is the direction that I need to go, but I can't ride there. That's pretty fast traffic, so that will be dangerous for me. So I want to take a detour to this direction. That road up there takes you to town. Then just find my way on the side lanes here along Outer Ring Road, heading to my direction. This is Donholm side now. This is Doni, as we call it. So, okay, I can't go like this. I think the alternative is to just get off the bike and cross here. This would be better. So here we go. Gertrude's Hospital, that's a children's hospital. So that takes you to town. This takes you to Donholm, then onwards to my direction towards Imara Daima. People are out selling. Shops are open. So let's keep moving. So safety first, man. Safety comes first. Niaji. There we go. So rough road. My seat keeps dropping, man. Keeps dropping. I need to. So we are back on Outer Ring Road. So that's Jogo Road, that takes you to town. Jogo is Swahili for cockerel, that takes you to town. We are back on Outer Ring Road. Another KFC is coming right up ahead. Donholm Heights. That's fairly new. Again, I have to avoid the main road. So if you're wondering what these are just sheds where people sell stuff. Kenyans in general, and Nairobians more specifically, are some of the most hardworking guys you'll ever come across, man. Pretty, you know? these guys can jam, man. It's just that political leadership is what fails guys in Kenya, much as it does the same across African countries. And my topic generally, favorite thing is always to do a bit of analysis even on the go. So Kenya's political leader right now is President Dr. William Samoei Ruto. He is a former deputy president who managed to win, and win has always been win in quotes, who managed to win this in this past election and became president. A man of a lot of promises, man. And Kenyans consider him to be a man of all talk. He's a talk show. To a certain degree, that much is true. And President Ruto knows it. So there's a lot of things that he ought to do. That he has failed to do. If you follow Kenyan politics, I'm sure you're aware. One of the biggest challenges is he removed financing for, university education, tertiary education. And that affected many young people. So if Kenyans went to the streets, you can understand why. There's a lot of disenchantment with this government. And not just that. Last year, the violence that we saw was about overtaxation and an IMF-sponsored bill that was bound to affect Kenyans very negatively. So I'm riding alongside buses, there's going to be trucks. These sections seem like footpaths, but there's no riding lanes here. And the very common thing that you'll notice about Outer Ring Road is that there are no designated bus stops. So there's a lot of pushing, This perhaps is probably the only section that I've seen so far. But a vast majority of it, there is no bus stops. So people are crossing haphazardly and buses are stopping everywhere. So we are now at exit 5. So Tasia, Feather, Pipeline. Look at the housing there. Look at the housing to your right. Look at the housing to your right. And the riders are just going in the opposite direction. These are called boda riders. Some of the biggest menace, if you want to drive in this city or even ride, total disregard of the rules. Yeah, so that is Tasia. Heavy population right there, man. Oh, something just got into my eye. Massive. So you see there's no designated bus stops. That is stopping right there. So Pipeline starts from that section all the way to the junction where I'm going to ride through. I keep saying driving. Sorry. Yeah? Because I don't get to ride enough as much as I want. one of the few cyclists. Obviously, that's a guy who perhaps supplies bread in this area. Those are bread baskets. So that section is pipeline, that backside, all the way to the other end. There's a smaller exit in here, in between here. But the vast majority is really, really crowded housing. And I'm going to be riding through that section as I get to the Imara side. So you see this? These are residentials. You can see laundry sticking out of the balconies, children playing out here. And the bottom sections are shops, supermarkets. I just saw a betting shop as well. Betting is a menace. There's a liquor store there. There's hardwares. So, can you hack riding here? Please share in the comments. Let me know. Can you hack riding here? Duca La Vio, that is a shop that sells glass. Kio is glass, Swahili for glass, Vio means plural. So I was talking about fabrications. These are doors, you see this? These are fabricated doors on windows. Yeah. Fabricated doors on windows. So, Trace 001 Lounge, party people. Ice cream vendor. So now it's getting quite sunny. It's mid-morning. Fiti mambo? Ah, sijabeba kabisa. Oh. Hizi pole pole tu. Yeah. So obviously police officers, traffic. So I didn't bring a pump. I took the risk. So I'm not too far from my turning point. Somewhere right at the footbridge, thereabout. I should be turning in somewhere there. So look at that. Look at that. Those guys just listen. Mbona unatupa hiyo huko bro? Mbona unatupa huko? Mbona unatupa huko? Hapana, si ni takataka bwana. He just threw waste on the road, man. People don't care about the environment. So I'm asking him why he's doing that. Then he asks me, do you need it? You know, the lack of concern for the environment is shocking. It's terrible. It's very commonplace to see a driver, even driving a Mercedes, looks like a sleek car. You'd imagine they are a lot more aware. But they're driving past you and they toss out a water bottle. Like it means nothing. And drive on. Zero shame. Zero feelings, man. So these are matatus. Yeah, passenger vehicles. These are bigger ones, always full of art, graffiti. It's a big part of the matatu culture in Nairobi. So you see, there's no designated bus stops. These guys, they stop everywhere, like even the ones who just passed. So for you really to be safe, you have to be constantly on the lookout. Passion Driving School. One of the things you learn if you're trying to be a driver in Nairobi, or Kenya generally, is that in the driving schools they'll tell you that consider yourself as the only sane man on the road, that everybody else is a mad driver, and that your own safety and the safety of other road users would entirely be dependent on you, how you drive, how you respond. I don't know any other person who's gone through driving in Kenya, but it's combative, it's defensive, you're constantly on the alert, and some drivers are super aggressive, man. It's not a joke. Hey! Madam! Lakini ungetumia juu. Angetumia juu. Kweli angetumia juu. It's okay. It's okay. Madam, where? Use this. Hey. Huyo jamaa angetoa macho kwa steering, kwa barabara ingekuwa balaa. So that lady there was just nearly hit, man. She's very scared, obviously. She left the footbridge right up here. So anyways, she's safe now. This thing's crazy, man. It's crazy. She nearly got hit with the kid. Not nice. They also think the driver was really going fast. This is a service lane, so obviously you ought to mind your speed. But she also needed to use the footbridge. And I know we get lazy about it. And she was so casual, just enjoying her walk. That's a surprising bit. It's quite suicidal if you ask me. You know? Man, that was crazy. So this is the routes to Feather, man. This is Feather Estates, right here. This is the routes to Feather. Yeah. So that's Feather Estate right there. On your left there. And the Mara will be coming right up ahead. So riding is not easy within Nairobi. It's not. There's a lot of carelessness. Pedestrians can be careless, especially if you have no knowledge of the road and driving. You don't realize that sometimes a driver might just fail to put his eyes on, straight up on the road up ahead and hit you, And then, of course, pedestrians need to use the footbridges. They're not doing that. She was walking casually right there. The driver was doing a wrong speed on a service lane, cruising really. I mean, those brakes were screeching. You could almost smell the rubber on the road. But I'm glad they didn't get hit. So that was some relief. After that loud scare. So here we are. A biker just nearly glazed me. Oh dear. So we are finally entering the pipeline area. All this coming right up ahead. And look at all the matatus. You see, there's no bus up here. All parked on the roadside. And it's jam-packed. And here comes our pipeline housing. Perhaps Nairobi's most densely populated area ever. So there's no turning up there unless I go all the way to the main road. This is how I have to go. So that's probably the second or the third cyclist I have seen so far. Safety first, man, safety first. So we wait, and wait, and wait, and wait. There's a massive truck coming by. Now that you don't want to get mixed up with. So you see it's a truck zone, yeah? So here you've got to wait and wait and wait and wait. Speeds here are quite high. So now I can cross from here. So welcome to Pipeline again. Speeds here are quite high. So now I can cross from here. So welcome to Pipeline again. So I have to go in this direction. So tell me, what strange thing have you noted so far in the video? This is how we drive. You see the crowded road. But the focus today is, cycling, man. And of course, you can get a view of Nairobi's Eastlands. The train is here. So again, we have to wait for the crossing. Look at that. The train is right here. Right here, man. There we go. It's a rail crossing. And there is no official barrier. So obviously, if you're deaf, you're not taken care of. You could easily get hit here. They only have guys here with sticks. So what is that supposed to do, honestly? It is so unsafe. Instead of having a proper barrier with a loud alarm, they send you guards to monitor and manage the traffic. I think we take safety so poorly in this country, honestly, we do. It is unfortunate. But there you go. So now we are in the famous pipeline of Nairobi. This is where those who are starting out, work in industrial areas, work at the airport, J-Care, this is where they live, man. This is what they can afford. It's densely crowded. But this is the life. Pipeline, and it's laundry day, man. Look at that, beautiful. Beautiful clutter, can you say that? A symphony of clothes. Oh dear. So welcome to Pipeline, the most dense populated low-income area in Nairobi. A vast majority of those who are starting out in life. So this is probably just one step above the slum areas like Iberia. So obviously it's stone wall, it's tall buildings. But look at it, the population here is dense, man. Block to block. Half the time, some of the houses are shielded away from the sun. There's hardly any playground for the kids. And considering that it's a weekend, you can see the amount of laundry that has been done here. Look at that. A good friend I connected with recently, my sister from Mos, Maputo. Yara Mel, what's up, Yara? She did a story about this, man. Look at that. Look at that. She did a story about pipeline. But it's just landlords who are rent collecting and Kenyans who are trying to make the best of their circumstances. Pipeline, and it's laundry day, man. Look at that, beautiful. Beautiful clutter, can you say that? A symphony of clothes. You will see the kind of density that you will meet ahead. But one thing that always amazes me about this country, this city specifically, Nairobians can work, man. They can jump. They are pushed to the wall. They are overtaxed. A lot of facilities are not provided, especially in these sides of the city. But they soldier on, man. You know? Watu wa Nairobi, hebu share comments, Joe. Mnachapa kazi. So it's all sheds. All these are just stalls for selling. The only downside majorly is that we are such a consumer society. We have a lot of used clothing, merchandise, shipped to Africa, shipped to Nairobi. That is what we consume, man. That is what we consume. Chinese products, new and used. It's all over the place. Yeah, puncture would just spoil my day, man. So the thing about this place, if you are new to Pipeline, I can assure you, if you are dropped here, it might take you 2 hours to come out to any main road because the housing is so haphazard. It's all over the place, man. 2 or 3 times I've tried to come out of here until I sort of mastered this route. I hope I don't forget my way. I could never leave. It's a maze. For real, it's a maze. It's a maze. So you'll hear music all over the place. You'll hear church music, choirs, praise and worship, and just guys banging off within the joints that you have here, the pubs, whatever you want to call it. So one of the things that they lack is proper drainage and sanitation. There's not enough good roads here. And I think generally there's just a code. When you're driving or riding in some of these places, you really have to bear with each other. If your nerves are constantly raw, man, road rage will drive you crazy here. You will lose your head, you know? See, it requires a lot of patience, so I believe this is probably Uber right ahead of me. So excuse the noise, there's a lot of So this is the shortest route if I'm riding, if you are riding, that would take you to Imara Daima direction. That's where we're headed right now. So this is Eastlands, man. This is, hey, sorry, man. This is Eastlands. This is ghetto, really. Nothing short of ghetto. Or ghetto, as you call it. Yeah. So, yeah, sadly, that's what you see. Poor drainage, garbage, trash everywhere. Governor Sakaja, you said, let's make Nairobi work. Do your job, man. Push these guys. Mosiria, Chapakazi. I think usually if you put structures in place, what would happen is that people will fall in line. There will be no reason for littering to happen. If there's bins, there's collection points, and it's done regularly. So the minute you are unable to do that, then you create the opportunity for a lot of littering and trashing up the place. You create ghetto within the city. Lack of structures. And so Kenyans have to constantly push for these kinds of changes. When Governor Sakaja ran for office, that is the one thing he promised. So if you are going to levy fees, you're charging for permits. You got health permits, you've got work permits, business licenses. If you're going to charge for all that, then you must charge for all that, but at the same time, provide service, provide value. Otherwise, then, in truth, you are just robbing Kenyans. That is the reality right there. You are robbing Kenyans if you are levying all these fees and have nothing to show for it. You're just a tax collector. Zero value. So Imara is probably just about 400 meters, 500 meters ahead. And again, not much of a road to talk about, but the residents there will still tell you that this is way better than what they had before. These were just gaping potholes. You know, raw sewer lines in places such as this. This is just wastewater. And this is how you get communicable diseases, man. And mosquitoes in these areas, crazy. It's like a swarm of bees. So we are pretty much here. Pipeline. This is still pipeline, man. Look at that. Look at that section. How intense it is, how dense it is. You know? Quite dense. We think that Kibera is crowded. This is densely populated. Kibera does not have high-rise buildings. This has high-rise buildings. You know? So forgive the music, there'll be a bit of noise here. So YouTube, don't penalize me, man. There's a church somewhere here that's playing into my sound a bit. So here we are. This now is the Imara Daima section. And that's a family going to church. 2 adults and a child seated at the back of the bike. So welcome to Imara in Nairobi. That has taken about 40 minutes. 40 minutes ride. But it wasn't as straightforward, if you noticed. It wasn't as straightforward. So this is a typical transport in Nairobi, man. But then that's family going to church. Family going to church. Mother, kids. Yeah. There you go. So the interesting thing about these areas is that the families here, you'll notice the low end side, the high end side of housing. And it's an interesting ecosystem where those who come from those low end areas are on the supply side of workers. So you'll find house helps there, housemaids, you'll find cooks, you'll find night guards, watchmen in those neighborhoods. So they work at the airport, they work within upper middle class neighborhoods. So that is the connection, that is the ecosystem here. That is how the supply and demand works in this area. So these blocks are probably fellows who earn incomes of $1,000. And with $1,000, that is about 130,000 Kenyan shillings, you can get, interestingly enough, decent housing. Decent housing in some of these neighborhoods, because you'll probably be paying $150, $100. And you've got the rest at the top there to play with. But still, the cost of living has gone up. Education has gone up. So at the end of it, you may find that perhaps it's month end, you don't have a penny in your pocket. It's Kion Hospital, so this is new. I never saw this here before. Ah, it's open already. Okay. Yeah. So families going to church. Families going to church. So I want to take a turn and go and visit family, hang out. And if you've enjoyed this, man, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, join the membership, man, support the channel. I want to definitely bring you much more than analysis and commentaries. Bring you content that takes you on a journey of Nairobi, a journey of Kenya, and eventually a journey of Africa, man. And as usual, always woven with a bit of analysis here and there. Commentary on things that matter, that should matter to you, that matter to us. Connecting diaspora, connecting the continent with diaspora. So many thanks for watching.